What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. All right, man, look. All right, man, look. We have a show business partner who jumped in my DM on Instagram and asked me, ShowBizz the Adult, why haven't you given us your prediction on Luke Campbell versus Lomachenko? This is a fight that I like to call Luke Campbell, great contender, easy challenge. Oh, fantasy football. I'm brushing up on a few things, ready to take my fantasy football team to the championship this year. My team this year is called Iran Barkley. Last year was called Sonny Liston. So I hope we do well this year. I'm going to try to do a wide receiver heavy draft this year. See if I can do that. I'm always run based, but let me see if I do wide receiver priority first type of thing. See if that works out for me. Never done that before. Okay, Luke Campbell, great contender. Easy challenge. And this is what I mean. First, I want to say this. Luke Campbell, he's ranked number 2 by Ring Magazine. And I, for one, you guys know that I actually see Ring Magazine as some Bible of boxing. I actually respect Ring Magazine in their list. I've been respecting Ring Magazine for a while. Just like Ring Magazine calling Tyson Fury the lineal champion. I respect that, actually. But they got Luke Campbell ranked at number 2. Makes sense. With number 1 being Richard Comey and the champion being Lomachenko. So, needless to say, Luke Campbell, he's a good fighter. Big boy, got some good height on him. May give Lomachenko the type of difficulty that Linares did, right? Well, Linares having that height reach advantage on Lomachenko. Another thing is, on August 31st, when they battle it out, there's going to be 3 gold medals in the ring. So, Luke Campbell, he's definitely a good contender, maybe an easy challenge. And the only reason why I say that is not based on Luke Campbell. It's based on Lomachenko. And I'm going to tell you, Lomachenko, I've said this many times, he's the greatest amateur of all time. He has more total fights, if you count his professional career and his amateur career, than Willie Pep, than Sugar Ray Robinson. And like I said before, I have an advisor out in Canada. He's a boxing trainer. And he said many times, ring time is ring time. And that stays in my head all the time. So this guy really knows how to fight. He got a good nose for fighting. Lomachenko had the 2 gold medals. So what I mean by great contender, easy challenge, is more so Luke Campbell being a great contender, but Lomachenko being so great in fighting. It kind of reminds me of Roy Jones versus James Toney. Roy Jones versus Bernard Hopkins. These guys, great contenders for sure for Roy Jones Jr. Easy work, though, because Roy Jones Jr. was such a great fighter. And that's a good segue into this statement that I've been making since I started this channel. In my opinion, and I've said this many times, not as far as accolades or greatness, but skill-wise, I still think Lomachenko is the best fighter I've seen as far as skills since Roy Jones Jr. I've said that. Many people, you guys going to start disliking, maybe jumping in the comments, talking about Manny Pacquiao, talking about Floyd Mayweather. Those are greater fighters as of right now to me than Lomachenko. But skill set, what this guy possess, I haven't seen a combination offensively and defensively since like looking at old tapes of Willie Pep. This guy can not get hit if he doesn't want to and hit you with everything but the kitchen sink. Making 4 guys in a row quit just out of frustration, not being beat down so much that they threw in the towel. But this guy is so much greater than me skill-wise that he took my fighting spirit from me. That is huge. That's why they start calling him Lomachenko. So Lomachenko to me is fantastic. The only time I see him look a little bit vulnerable is as of late when Lomachenko, he seems to be trying to knock out his opponents now instead of just beating them up and just outboxing them. He's pushing for knockouts now, and it makes for fantastic, exciting fights. But in my mind, I feel like if he really wanted to, he could not get touched. But that means that he's extremely sensitive to what makes an exciting fighter. And what I mean by that is there's still people today that found Floyd Mayweather to be boring. Me being a purist, I love seeing Floyd Mayweather, what he did. I saw the craftsmanship. I saw him as being one of the more advanced fighters I've ever seen in my life. And when I looked at him, I was extremely impressed, extremely entertained. But there's a lot of people, especially the casuals, who look at Floyd Mayweather and say, I wasted my pay-per-view money. I think Lomachenko is sensitive to that. So he's pushing knockouts, and I can't blame him. Because the great and late Manny Stewart, the guy that I call an oracle, he said that many times. Don't leave it up to the judges. Knock people out. Because that's what the fans want to see. So I have to give Lomachenko love for that. But that's the only time I see a chink in his game. When it comes to him taking on Luke Campbell, I see this. Luke Campbell had problems with Linares, and there were times in that fight where Luke Campbell actually looked good, especially later on when he started to pick up his steam. But what he had trouble with was the same thing, honestly, Lomachenko started having problems with, and that was Linares' hand speed. And when you think of hand speed, Lomachenko has that in spades, actually full body speed and coordination. So I think Luke Campbell is going to have the same type of problem with Lomachenko that he had with Linares, except for Lomachenko is a greater fighter than Linares. I think Lomachenko, he has a pretty decent time in there. I don't think it's going to be hard work, though Luke Campbell is a great contender. And like I said, no diss towards Luke Campbell. I've just seen that before. I've seen that with Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley. I've seen it before. Like I said, with Roy Jones and James Toney. When somebody is so much greater than their opposition, it makes for an easier fight. ShowBizz, don't comment below about your fantasy team. What's the fantasy football name of your team? So interesting. I love the fantasy football names. It's great. I'm out.